Hello, this is 15 Minutes or Less, and it's the podcast where we're talking about things that's related to the alphabet. This week we are on the letter D, and we're talking about drawing. With me today, I have to my left Amy. Say hello, Amy.
Hi there.
Opposite me, I have Parastu. Say hi, Parastu.
Hello.
And opposite me again is another Amy, spelled different though.
Hiya.
Hi. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. The basic premise of this is we have 15 minutes to talk about a random subject, and we are on to the letter D this week. And as I mentioned, this week we're talking about drawing. So I'm going to start the clock. So it's going to start now. 15 minutes. So I'm going to open it up to start with and ask, anyone got any thoughts on drawing before we get into what I've noted down here? Anyone very good at drawing? History of drawing? A few illustrators around the table?
I'd say I'm not too bad at drawing myself. Yes.
All right, here you go.
I would say I'm an expert.
Expert. Very confident, Parastu.
I would say I am okay at drawing. I haven't done drawing for a long time now. I used to be quite good at it, and now I doubt there's any skill there.
Did anyone do art or graphic design or anything?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so we've got some skills around
We're
the table.
creatives.
Okay, that's good. Well, the thing is, where this is a video podcast as well, so you may be watching this on YouTube, you get to see the works of art that are going to be created right now in these 15 minutes. It's not just going to be talked about. You're not going to have to imagine it in your mind. You're going to see history around this table.
Push some button. We need some magical sound.
Oh yes, we do need some. Very good. Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh, wrong. Good. Okay, so magical. So the way I'd like this to work is I'm going to give each of you something to draw, but you're going to take turns, and whilst one person is drawing, we're just talking amongst ourselves, and you're going to get 2 minutes to draw. So anyone want to volunteer to go first?
Not me.
I don't mind.
Okay, Amy White, very confident there, so she can go first. So Amy White, I've got noted down here that I would like you to draw something abstract.
Oh, God.
And that can be anything. And your
It's so hard.
your 2 minutes.
That's really hard,
difficult.
Oh, hello. Lights are going. Broken all the studio lights already. Yeah, something abstract.
I would really like to see
But
this.
look, you're the artist. You were telling us you were bang off the mark at the start of this podcast. You're like, I'm quite good at drawing. I've got an art background.
The good
Yeah,
thing
that's-
is, it cannot go wrong. Everything you do.
See, that is the voice of a true artist there. So maybe Parastu was hoping she gets it.
Jeez.
But no, it's sticking with Amy White. So Amy White, 2 minutes starting now.
Okay.
So in the meantime, while Amy White is creating some art for us all to enjoy, I want to talk a little bit about what the definition is of drawing. Because obviously there's a few definitions which, when I read them, kind of seemed obvious, but at the time I didn't really think of it. Firstly, obviously, the art or activity of making drawings, which is what we're doing right now. So I thought we'd have to incorporate the second definition, which is actually selecting a winner. So you draw out the lottery.
Oh, I've
So
never thought of that.
I'm going to choose which is the winning drawing out of the three. Or, if you'd like it to be a democracy, we could vote.
Yeah, I don't think, unless you show some qualification that you're qualified to judge our drawing.
Yeah.
I left it in the other room. Sorry about that. I got my big judging sash, but I've left that next door. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. Amy White, you've got a minute left. So you're doing very
I'm
well.
actually worried for what I'm going to get now. I was just thinking, if I got abstract, I would not have a clue. Can there be anything worse than that?
Can there be anything worse than abstract?
You could
I want to
just,
be given an object. Please,
you know, you
change
could just leave it blank and say, this is my art.
Look,
Like
stop
modern art.
You need to stop being so creative.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to give these two ideas. You could win. You could win this Paris
Yeah.
But now you're
Yes.
giving ideas to Amy White. You're giving ideas to Amy
Selfishness,
Black.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Selfishness wins the race. So Amy White, you're down to your last 20 seconds. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Paris do.
Okay, Paris do.
I don't want to say me because I don't want
She knows.
make people against myself because we're going to vote. But yes,
You're gonna vote for
That's the
yourself as
sound
well.
I'm choosing for
I know
Time's
that
Up.
you'd vote for yourself.
Amy White, your 2 minutes are up. So you have to stop drawing now. Would you like to, Amy White, if you could do us a favour, could you just hold up your picture to this camera just over here so we can get a nice shot? Tammy, have we got a nice shot of Amy White's drawing there? Fantastic. So Amy White, if you'd just like to describe to us around the table what your abstract drawing is and explain the art. It's very interesting.
I had to just use the best of my abilities, and I'm good at drawing still life, so I combined that and made it into a duo picture, and I like to call it Jamie, which is a mix of you, James, and a mix of Amy, and I think it captures the essence of you both quite lovely.
Speechless.
Within 2 minutes, come on, I had to think of something and draw this.
Okay, well, I think it's quite impressive. 2 minutes work. That's pretty good.
And it's abstract.
That's a decent. That's a good bar setter.
I like it. We should hang it.
Yeah, I think you need to sign your work, Amy White.
It scares me a little bit, actually.
A little bit.
It's a little bit weird.
So who wants to go next? Should we go around the table? Should we go to Paris Stu next, or shall we go to Amy Blake? Yeah, okay,
Best
Paris
till
Stu.
last.
So Paris Stu, in your 2 minutes, I would like you to draw in your pad or on your iPad there somebody that you work with. Somebody that you work with, and your time starts now. Fantastic. Well, that's good. Anyone do any research on drawing in preparation for this podcast at all?
Well, because I am a graphic designer and a lot of my past came from drawing, I thought I would wing this and see where the conversation went, James.
Oh, okay. And how's that going for you so far?
Yeah, all right. Well, I can talk about something if you want me to.
Well, I did a little Google, because obviously that's how everyone does any research these days. And I was curious to find out what is defined as the earliest form of drawing that has been discovered. And I read that the earliest engravings that they found are, and I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, is from a place called Trinil, but it's in Indonesia. And they're dated to about 540,000 years ago.
So sort of caveman times.
Yeah, well, almost pre that, before modern humans evolved. So they think it's Homo erectus that perhaps did this. But they're essentially engravings, like simple engravings onto like seashells.
Right.
Yeah, so they think they used tools and stuff to do that. So we've been drawing for a long time, which is why obviously we get great pieces of modern art like Jamie there. That can just be smashed up in 2 minutes.
I love how she signed it now as well.
Jamie by Amy.
Yeah, absolutely. Paris Stu, I've not been very good at keeping the time, so I'm going to say you've got about 30 seconds left. How do we think Paris Stu's going to fare on this challenge? Amy Blake is having a little... Don't look! That's cheating! You can't look!
I think she's going to do pretty well, soon as she's...
I've got really high
an amazing
expectations.
drawer.
Very high expectations.
Oh my God. Pressure.
Yeah, well, that's very good. I don't know if we've got any tense music we can play. No, that's not tense at all.
No.
Actually, never mind. Okay, I'm just gonna call it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So pencils down. Paris Stu, I'd love to see your work. So Paris Stu, you had to draw someone in 2 minutes that you work with. So would you just like to hold it up to this camera in front of you here so we can see your work and explain what you've done?
Well, I draw one of our good colleagues. His name is Tony. And yeah, it's just, we didn't have enough time. I would have, draw the body. But that's what I could have come up with.
And just to be clear, you did that in 2 minutes.
I know it's not that good. If I had more time, I would have,
I don't like it.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think Toby looks
could
like
have done
that.
a bit better.
Yeah, he's usually.
I don't think I got the essence of him.
He's got a little bit rosier in the cheeks, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's a good effort. It's a good effort, Paris Stu.
Yeah.
A solid 7 out of 10, I'd say. Right, so Amy Blaker,
I know.
for your 2 minutes, I would like you to draw your favourite pet.
Yay.
Starting now. That's great. So Amy White, you like drawing.
I do love drawing, yeah.
Talk to me about drawing. If you could draw anything, and
Oh.
if I hadn't given you something abstract to draw.
Probably a really epic landscape of somewhere, because it means I'd get to be there, and just all the different textures. Then maybe bring a bit of watercolor into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of a play. Yeah.
How about you, Paris? So obviously, I gave you someone that you work with. I mean, I was hoping you'd draw me, but it's fine. You chose Toby. That's right.
Maybe I would draw you next.
Okay, good.
If you give me a higher score, maybe. I'm bribing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't made the rules up yet, so yeah, maybe bribery is allowed. I'll have a little think about that. What do you think? Bribery? You going to bribe me?
No, James, I'm not a crook.
Yeah,
I'm
you're going to let the
honest.
art speak for itself.
Yeah.
Very,
Make
very
me a
good.
crook.
I think my art is good.
You got a minute left, Amy Blaker. A minute left to draw your favourite pet.
That is all good.
It's quite relaxing, though, isn't it? Drawing.
Not right now, it's not. I've got a pen. I've got a pen as well. I'm at a disadvantage here.
Do you want a Sharpie? I've got a Sharpie over here.
I've got a Sharpie.
Oh.
I've got a Sharpie fine, whatever it
You're
is.
wasting valuable seconds.
I am wasting time.
Not trying to distract you at all. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite the same, but it's become quite popular in recent years. It's like the adult colouring in books.
Yeah, I don't
What's
get
up with that?
those. I don't really get them.
So I recently was on a trip to Madrid, and the hotel I was staying in provided you with an adult colouring in book. So
Meant to be relaxing.
yeah,
How did you find it, James? Did you give it a dabble?
I didn't, but Toby, who is in Paris Du's drawing, he did. He loved it.
I get really stressed doing that because I think
5 seconds, Amy Blaker.
I discovered that I push the pen too hard
Mm.
when I'm coloring.
So you break the picture.
It looks nice because the colors are really come out when you push the pencil, but I get really tense and tired.
Mm.
Do you know what they remind
doesn't
me
work
of?
on
Those fuzzy felt pictures you used to get when you were kids with the black fuzzy lines.
So that was the wrong sound. It was that one. That's the one I said I'd
was
use
rude.
to try and end the drawing. Amy, but stop drawing.
I've stopped.
I said 5 seconds, and that was a clear extra 30
I
seconds.
need it all the time.
So, Amy Blaker, if you could be so kind to hold your drawing up to the camera so we can get a good look at it. And Amy, would you like to talk about and describe a little bit of about what you created there?
I mean, if you've seen our previous podcast, this is my cat Bubbles.
Keep it held up to the camera so everyone can see.
There we are.
So this is Bubbles.
Yeah, it's Bubbles.
Yeah.
And
True grumpy likeness there.
I know
Great.
it's a
It's
girl,
actually-
but it looks like a very handsome guy.
Mm.
oh, okay.
Yes, I
Like
actually
a
see what you're saying.
chisel. Weird.
Very good, Amy.
I'm quite pleased with that, you know, for 2 minutes.
Not bad.
Not too
I'm
bad.
quite
Think
surprised.
of what I could do in an hour.
I'm quite surprised considering you haven't got any
Think about the
reference.
possibilities.
Considering there's no visual reference and Amy's not.
There might be a visual reference on my laptop.
Oh, I see. So you were drawing from life, not
Yeah.
from memory.
Well, no, I didn't know that I was gonna be drawing a cat, but conveniently there's a cat on my screen at the moment, so
I can confirm.
I was like, oh, this kind of helps. I'm not gonna mention this.
Okay, so what I'd like to do then, obviously we've seen 3 fantastic pieces of work. If you are watching this on any of the social channels, please leave a comment below. Tell us which one you would pick and what score you'd give it out of 10. But we're going to go around the table now and we're going to pick our winner. So we're going to start where we started with Amy White. Amy White, could you hold up your piece again? Very quick recap of what you've drawn.
It's a mix of James and Amy. So it's Jamie by Amy.
Okay, Jamie by Amy. Very, very good. So Paris Stu and Amy, I'd like your scores out of 10 for Jamie, please.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
7.
That's quite high.
I would say 8 because it has some surreal element to it as well.
Yeah.
Can I just add the fact that I had no visual reference and I
8, Amy.
and it's genuine.
Take the 7. I would
What do you
take the
mean?
7.
It's genuine.
Okay.
And I drew a
Right, well, we've only got 90 seconds left, so I'm going to give it a 7 as well. So there you go, that's fine. Paris Stu, if you could hold up your
I
picture.
would just like to say that if you don't vote for me, that means you don't like Tony. Look at
0?
his face.
Wow.
I'm
Look
going to
at
give
his-
that a 0. Toby, if you're watching this, 0.
Sorry.
No, I'm going to stick with my original. I'm going to give it a solid 7. I just think you should have just nailed the colour a little bit better in 2 minutes. Amy White?
I'm going to give it a 3 based on its genuineness.
A 3.
What do you mean?
A 3.
She's just bitter now about the 8 that you gave her.
And Amy Blaker?
I'm going to give it an 8, but that's because I'm Team Tony. So
I see. Popularity contest
it's
now,
not
is it?
anything to do with Parastu's amazing skills over there.
0 for Paris to 8 for Tony.
Okay, and then the final one, which is Amy Blaker's cat, Bubbles. What do we think around the table? We like cats, usually, around this table. 20 seconds, everybody.
8 again, because it looks like Jon Snow. Kind of.
I give it a 7 just because there's a lack of detail on the body. But but also because I'm impressed that Amy can actually do that.
Well, I'm going to give it a 1 for the actual quality, but a 5 because I like cats. So that's a 6. So we are now at the end of the episode, and I can confirm that the winner is Jamie by Amy White. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. There we go. Now time is up. Look at that, time's up. Episode is over.
It's a lie.
So that was it. That was 15 minutes or less, and that was drawing. So thank you very much for listening and watching, and we'll be back again next week where we'll be moving on to the next letter of the alphabet, and we'll be talking about extraterrestrials. All right, say bye, everybody.
Bye then.
Bye-bye then.
Bye.